Hello, a little bit of a different video today. This isn't an art related video. Well, it is in a way because I'm going to be talking about what to do with my own artworks. But it's more for those of you who are wanting to sell online. I did do a video a little while back about growing my YouTube channel, and this is sort of to go alongside those videos, but I won't be putting them on my usual slots of Monday and Thursday for those of you who like to watch the art demonstrations and tutorials. This is just a little bit something extra for those one or two of you who I do know would like to know more about growing your own art business online. So I really wanted to talk about today print on demand. So when I say print on demand, basically you send your artwork off and it's put on products which are then sent to your customer. Now for a while I've been on Redbubble, but I haven't really utilised it as I should have done. So I've spent the last 2 weeks really updating things, getting to know much more how the software all works, and really making an effort before the busy Christmas period to get things in order on all my shops. So like I say, I've had Redbubble for a while. I will put all the links that I talk about today in the description below, so if you've not heard of Redbubble you can go along there. Now the thing I really like about Redbubble is the quality and the service. So the products come really quickly, but also I'm quite assured that they're a good quality. But that does depend on you sending in a good quality image. So if you do want your own artwork on products, make sure you take a good photograph to begin with. So have a decent camera, and there's loads of tutorials on YouTube, depending on which camera you buy, which camera you own, which software you've got, which computer you've got. Just type it into the search bar, look on YouTube, and there'll be somebody telling you how to use your equipment to get the best photographs of your artwork. So that's absolutely number one, is get a really good picture of your artwork. And then keep it in that file format. There's an awful lot of these videos telling you about print on demand, and they show you these online softwares where you can resize things and move things around, and they might work okay with some like very simple graphic work, but with your artwork, when it's quite complex, you really need not to be keeping resizing things that much. I use Photoshop, keep everything on my own computer until I'm ready to upload it. That way you've got more control over the sizing of your images and the quality of your image. So bear that in mind when there are a lot of tutorials showing you all these very helpful softwares that are very easy to use, but when you resize things, if you're shrinking them, then making them bigger, you're going to lose some of that quality. So try and retain some of that quality by keeping, you know, your original resolution if you can. So like I say, I've had Redbubble for a while, but I didn't quite use it as I should have done. I didn't set up my shop very well. I didn't spend the time. So now I've spent a bit more time. I've taken a lot of earlier designs down and I've put a lot of my new work up there, and also added a lot more logos and things to it, some more wording, things like that, which seem to be quite popular. So the reason I'm doing this video today is because this arrived in the post this morning. So this is a Redbubble one, and as you can see the prints come out really nice, the quality is really nice, and it's a very intricate picture really. There's lots of very fine lines that you probably can't pick up from that distance, but they are all showing really well. So like I say, it's nice and thick, really good quality from Redbubble, and I love the way they package things. Some people say they would prefer if you know, you could have your own branding on them, and they don't like the fact that it's covered in Redbubble branding when it comes, but I don't think that matters. The customer that goes on a Redbubble site knows that it's Redbubble. You know, it's all over the website, and they know that they're a website that supports artists to put their work onto products. So I don't think it's a problem that Redbubble advertise themselves when the product goes to your customer. So it came with this nice little peg on the label telling you basically the washing instructions, and they're quite quirky little messages they put on the products. So yeah, so it's just they have nice little touches. There's always a little sticker that comes in with everything, so I've got different ones, and that again, that's good if you're wanting to advertise, especially if you do craft fairs and things like that. You can stick them onto your stands and things, so it's good advertising as well. So yeah, so the reason I got this obviously is because we're coming into winter, and I've started doing a lot of work on these ski ones, and I also ordered the mug because you can get them on mugs as well, and so the same design on a mug, and again the print has come out really well on that, so I'm really chuffed with the quality of Redbubble and the service. So it's a good place to start because it's easy to use, it's free, So yeah, if you want to get going with it, just go and have a look at it and have a play with it. Try 1 or 2 designs to begin with and see what you think. So because I've done that for a while, going back probably about 6 months ago, I was watching a video and someone was talking about Amazon merch and the fact that it was quite a new thing and that in the future it was probably going to snowball and be something that we really should be into because it was going to be a growing area. So I signed up. Then they were saying to you, oh, you know, you should go and sign up now. So I did. I signed up straight away. And then because I was busy with other things, I didn't think about it. And it wasn't until about 3 weeks ago that I got an email saying that I'd been accepted for merch. So you've got to be invited. You can't just join like you can join Redbubble. You've got to be invited. So you've got to go to the website and, you know, say that you're interested, and then they will invite you. And you can, you know, wait quite a few months as well to get that invitation. So like I say, it had gone to the back of my mind. I completely forgot about it. And then I got this email saying that I've been accepted for merch. So that sort of spurred me on as well to start working on these designs and getting something up there. So I use exactly the same ones for merch that I do for Redbubble, and I use the same dimensions that they set out in merch for my Redbubble ones. So that's 4,500 wide by 5,400 deep. So it was, you know, it's just easy to keep them all on the computer the same size and use them for both platforms. So I've got them all up now. They've just gone live, and so they haven't sold yet because they've only been there, you know, a couple of days. So the only thing about merch at the moment is, well, 2 things really. Firstly, it's only in the US, so there's no UK merch at the moment. So on the co.uk Amazon website, you won't find my products. You'll only find them on the American.com website. I can't even buy my own products from Amazon.com, so I can't really check the quality of them, although I've obviously reviewed with other people over there what the quality's like. So whereas Redbubble posts them out quite quickly and you can see the quality of them, I can't actually at the moment have a look with the Amazon merch. But like I said, I'm using exactly the same images, so providing their printing is just as good as Redbubble, which I'm sure it is, they should be absolutely fine. So I'm just waiting to see what happens there, whether they sell or not. So, you know, they're off in Amazon.com now, and we'll see how it goes. And I'll come back to you in a few weeks' time and tell you how that's going. So as a beginner, when you first get your invitation, you can only upload 10 designs. And until those start selling, you can't upload anymore. You can, if you want to swap them around, if you decide one of them you don't like anymore, you can delete that one and put another one up to make it back to your 10 designs. So you don't have to be stuck with what you've got there. And if they don't sell after 90 days, each individual design, then they're taken down. But that isn't a black mark against you, it just means you then try putting something else up, or you maybe try some alterations on that one. So that's all sort of waiting to see what happens with it. And I did look at a lot of videos about merch, and again, a lot of the advice was for people doing graphic design more than photographing their own artwork to put on, and doing quite simple designs, a lot of text designs, and also a lot of people who were just running basically a retail business where they were hiring somebody to do the artwork rather than doing it themselves. So this is what spurred me on to do this video, because I wanted to come at it from an artist's point of view, where you are doing the work yourself of the actual artwork, rather than a lot of these videos who were, you know, giving all this advice about where to go and buy your artwork and that kind of thing. So yeah, it's sort of, we'll wait and see what happens with merch. I'm very new to it. I've read up a lot about it, as much as we can find out, because like I say, it's quite new itself, and it's just a case of wait and see what happens with that. But like I say, I wanted to get those designs up now because of the time of year. So whilst I was watching all these videos on how to do Amazon merch and Redbubble, I came across another video that was telling me about something called Printful. And they said that Printful worked well with Weebly. Now, I get my website from Weebly. Some of you might have something called Shopify. There are different ones that Printful work with. And if you go onto the Printful website, again, which I'll link down below, it tells you all the different platforms that it works well with. So when I heard this person say that it worked well with Weebly, I thought, well, I'll give that a go. So basically, it's the same thing. You upload your design, but because it's linked to my Weebly website, it automatically puts those things in my shop on my website as if I'm selling them directly from a website. But the order goes through to Printful and they ship it straight to the customer. Now the customer gets my merchandise on that, so you can put your own logo on that, so when it comes through it'll have my logo on it, but it will come from Printful, and if there's any problems with returns, sizing, anything like that, it'll go back to Printful to be returned. So they're basically doing all the hard work for you, but it's put through my website as if it's my own e-commerce shop. So if you go on my website now and have a look at that, you'll see that as well as the things that I've always sold myself, like my prints that I do here, my original artworks and all the other things I sell, I've got a little section there with t-shirts and mugs and things, and that's Printful. So again, I looked at lots of reviews about the quality and things, and that all seemed fine. So I've got those 3 outlets now, so Redbubble, Amazon Merch and Printful. Now, I talked about the main difference with merch was at the moment we've not got it .co.uk. The other difference that I come back to, I forgot to mention, was that they only do t-shirts at the moment, short sleeve t-shirts. So one of the reasons I ordered this t-shirt from Redbubble, well, it's more of a sweatshirt, it's quite thick actually, was the fact that, you know, we're coming into winter, I wanted something long sleeved. And again, Printful do the long sleeve ones, so that's nice. I've been able to put the skiing ones on my website with the long sleeves, so we've got some nice warm things and hats and things like that as well. So Printful do all sorts of things. At the moment I've just tried out the mugs and the sweatshirts and the hoodies, but I'll go more into it. They've got bags and all sorts. In Redbubble they've got lots of different things. So this is another thing Redbubble do which I really like, are their sketchbooks, notebooks. You can get lined and unlined, but everything's such lovely quality from Redbubble, so that's you know, it's nice to actually buy your own, get your own artwork on your own sketchbooks, but also you can have them printed and then take them to craft fairs and things, because with Redbubble you buy them at the wholesale cost, if you like. So with that reduction, what would have been your commission, you buy them at cost, so that then you could take them to a fair and mark them up and sell them on. You won't get a massive markup on them, but it'd be a nice bit of advertising with your artwork on them. So again, just make sure you've got a nice good image to begin with before you upload them. So it's really getting to know the various software of the different websites, and I actually do find them all very easy to use. Some are a bit more time consuming. Redbubble's quite time consuming because there's so many different products. I made the mistake when I first started of sort of putting it on every product. Don't do that. Think about which of your artworks suit which products. If they don't look good on a product, don't put them on that one. You want to sort of make the best of your own work and put it on what it looks good on. So, and then as well as going through each product, you can choose different background colours and things. You've got to choose different prices for the various products as well. So it takes a little bit of time that way, whereas Amazon Merch and Printful are pretty quick, to be fair. They take a lot less time. So the main thing is to get some good descriptions and titles, because obviously that's where your search engines come in. So in the case of this one, I want the word ski in the title so that anybody who's interested in skiing, it's going to come up. So for those of you who are thinking of getting your own artwork put onto products, even if it's just for yourself, again, you can keep the products private in all of these websites and then just order them yourself. So you don't have to have them there for other people to order. You can just order them yourself if you want to see what they're like, or if you want to sell them yourself. So it's all worth thinking about, and it takes time to begin with, but once you've done that painting anyway, you might as well optimise that image. And once it's up there, you've got very little maintenance to do on it. Obviously you want to check every now and again that everything's working, everything's linked and all the rest of it, and you might want to promote it a little bit, but once it's up there it's pretty much working for you. It's just sat there until somebody wants to purchase it, and then you'll get the message that you've sold something, which is rather nice. Okay, so I hope that's useful to you all. Again, I do apologise to those of you who came to the video expecting an art video, but I will now and again do a few videos about selling online. I might come back a bit and talk about social media and the marketing that I do on social media, and also my YouTube channel. So if there's any video in particular, anything that you're struggling with that you would like me to talk about, I'm not an expert by any means. I teach myself by watching other videos. just ask me. You know, I'm quite happy to answer any questions that you might have. So, oh, and I meant to say the jumper I've got on is actually a small, so think about the sizing when you're ordering things off things like Redbubble, the American sizes versus the UK size. I'm a UK size 14, so I would normally go into a shop and buy a large, which converts to over here it converts to a size 14, but actually this is a small for the American sizes, so just think about that when you're ordering. In Redbubble they have a really good size chart that gives the width measurements, and you know, it's a perfect fit really, so that's a small, so just be careful about that you're not ordering something that's going to be too big for you. Okay, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back again soon. Bye for now.